The original series Yellowjackets is about a fictitious high school girls soccer team that won a championship in the 1990s. When their hired jet crashes in a remote location while they are en route to their destination, the survivors are left to make it through the incredibly unpleasant circumstances on their own. What should fans be expecting for Season 2? Find out what Sophie Nélisse has to say. Watch this video for full details. First up is the hidden truth about Yellowjackets. One of the series' filmmakers has a well-established horror background. A TV show's pilot is usually considered to be its most crucial episode, and Yellowjackets is not exempted. It's a good thing that the show's makers were able to pick the perfect director for the debut. The Yellowjackets pilot was directed by filmmaker Karen Kusama, who also serves as the show's executive producer. Kusama is most known for the 2009 horror film Jennifer's Body, which has subsequently grown in popularity. Kusama also helmed several Halt and Catch Fire episodes. The most terrifying feature of Yellowjackets from a cinema standpoint is something Kusama is quite familiar with. In an interview with The Ringer, Kusama talked about how Yellowjackets and Jennifer's Body show young girls engaging in cannibalism. She claimed that she found more attraction in the expression of hunger and how women are starving or had starved themselves. Kusama contributed a unique perspective to the production team as an executive producer who also took part in scripting and casting. Next, the casting adds further depth to the story. The casting of the elder incarnations of the living Yellowjackets adds dimension to the already rich characters, even if it wasn't necessarily intentional. Many of the modern-day renditions of the characters got their start in the 1990s as young actors, which is a delightful coincidence that encourages fans to perceive the characters through a certain lens. Christina Ricci, who plays Misty, got her start in movies like Mermaids and The Addams Family. Juliette Lewis, Natalie's actress, debuted in Natural Born Killers and Cape Fear, and Peter Jackson's Heavenly Creatures marked Melanie Linsky's feature film debut. The casting of the adult characters is somewhat reminiscent of the casting of the parents in Riverdale, who were all well known as teenagers in the 1980s and 90s. As Glamour points out, Lewis told the New York Times that she thought it was clever of them to use them to tap into the zeitgeist of the 1990s. Ricci feels that her common experience in the 1990s contributed to the development of their relationship as artists. Regardless of how purposeful this casting was, it unquestionably deepens the relevance of a program that is already complex and important. Up next, the inspiration for Yellowjackets came from the uncertainty surrounding an all-female Lord of the Flies. Although Yellowjackets has frequently been compared to William Golding's Lord of the Flies and other survivalist stories, the show was influenced by an earlier project that adapted Golding's book. The co-creator, Ashley Lyle, once saw an item in the trade press about a proposed all-female remake of Lord of the Flies. People frequently made fun of the initiative in the comments, stating things like, "What would they do next? Till the end of time?" When people claimed that girls had an innately reduced propensity for violence and harshness, Lyle found it upsetting. She recalled an incident from high school when one of her classmates purposefully contaminated the food of another girl for amusement. As a result, the evil Yellowjackets universe was created. Sophie Nélisse remarks on the second season of Yellowjackets. The second season of Showtime's Yellowjackets is already in production, and series regular Sophie Nélisse warns that it will become even more brutal and frightening. She is aware that's a difficult task, given that the series began with a horrifying cannibal scene. Yellowjackets presented a viewing of its Season 1 finale at the Pacific Design Center in West Hollywood on December 1st, followed by a Q&A session moderated by Variety's Senior Awards editor, Clayton Davis, in preparation for the show's forthcoming return, anticipated to premiere in early 2023. The cast of the program, including Christina Ricci, Melanie Linsky, Tawny Cypress, Juliette Lewis, Sophie Nélisse, and Sophie Thatcher, took to the stage to discuss the first season and lay the groundwork for what comes next. Nélisse, who plays teen Shauna, said during the panel that there are some violent sequences in Season 2, to put it mildly, and she remembers simply performing it, and the cast all sat and looked at one another in amazement. She said she doubts that it's a TV scene anyone has ever seen before. The high school ladies soccer team in the series is abandoned in the wilderness after their plane crashes en route to the Nationals, and it's inspired by William Golding's Lord of the Flies. The footage of individuals who escaped is spliced between scenes of the squad members as youngsters. Christina Ricci, who plays the adult version of Misty, admitted that she gasped aloud while reading the first 2 scripts for Season 2. She didn't believe it could get much more intense and wild, but it does. The girls' steady plunge into darkness as their group's numbers of survivors shrank, and the forces of nature turned against them was recounted in Season 1's episodes. According to Naylise, Season 2 is propelled by a similarly gradual buildup that begins to pay off in the season's 6th and concluding episode. Naylise told Variety she remembered being horrified when she read the particular Episode 6. Episode 6 is where things heat up. After reading that, she said she was really happy and started crying. Shauna was a few months pregnant and had recently experienced her best friend's passing when viewers saw her last. Naylise and Linsky, who plays Shauna as an adult, confirmed that Season 2 picks up with Shauna at the center of the story. During the panel, Linsky remarked that it was like her tagline for Season 2. It's Sophie Naylise season. She said every member of the young cast is excellent, and Sophie is capable of handling the enormous demands made on her this year. Lewis made a hint that the plot arc of her character Natalie is significantly inverted as to what other stories viewers of the show might anticipate. Adult Natalie spends Season 2 battling newfound sobriety and longing for romance. She had previously been characterized as being fiercely independent and an excessive drinker. She is a lover in the second season, Lewis said. The actor who portrays adult Taissa Cypress added that viewers can anticipate seeing her character's filth-loving alter ego return to the screen. By the end of Season 1, Taissa's family started to learn about her peculiar sleepwalking behavior, endangering both her marriage and her right to custody of her kid. The other tie would appear more frequently, Cypress promised with a sly grin. Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson, the show's co-creators and writers, are once more in charge of the writing and directing, and Daisy Von Scherler-Mayer oversaw the first 2 episodes of the upcoming second season. Up next, Yellowjackets Season 2 teases a bloody Jackie comeback. In the 1996 timeline, Jackie makes a bloody comeback in the first image and teaser trailer for Yellowjackets Season 2, which could be the breaking point for the survivors. After several unsettling turns, Yellowjackets Season 1 ended on a sober note, with Natalie being abducted by adult Lottie's cult in the future and Jackie freezing to death as a youngster in the past. Although it appears that Jackie's final physical appearance in Yellowjackets Season 1 finale wasn't her last, she is now the first of the girls to pass away in the wilderness after the crash. Yellowjackets Season 2's official March 2023 premiere date, a brief teaser clip including images of the cabin's enigmatic symbol, and an official photograph of the teenage characters prepared for their first snowy winter were all revealed by Showtime. Shauna, Tay, Misty, Lottie, and the rest of the group are outside the cabins in the 1990s timeline of Yellowjackets, staring at an unknown object. The girls' dejected looks and the light coming from the point of focus imply that the fire the girls are staring at might be Jackie's body catching fire. Also, do the survivors in Yellowjackets Season 2 eat Jackie? Jackie's Yellowjackets Season 2 comeback might result in an even more terrible development if the teams are already turning to burning the dead rather than burying them. Before Season 2, Yellowjackets Season 1 constantly hinted that the females will eventually turn to cannibalism, but they had not yet carried out this horrifying behavior. Jackie's body, however, might be the Yellowjackets' first cannibalistic sacrifice performed for sustenance as the winter becomes colder and food supplies diminish. Jackie's importance to the group in Yellowjackets Season 1 makes it a surprising turn of events if she becomes the first victim devoured in Season 2. Based on the Season 2 teaser trailer and cast interviews, it seems more likely that Jackie will be eaten by the Yellowjackets soccer squad. The mysterious sign discovered by Yellowjackets at the cabin in the woods, which is linked to the upcoming cult and perhaps the girls' cannibalism, is frequently the subject of the video. The carcass of an animal is another crucial element, indicating that the deer and other animals that were hunted in Yellowjackets Season 1 are becoming less common. Yellowjackets Season 2 will be shockingly brutal brutal and explicit, according to young Shauna actress Sophie Nélisse. This might be a reference to the youth's first attempt at cannibalism or the destiny of Shauna and Jeff's unborn child. Finally, how Jackie is still able to reappear in Yellowjackets despite dying. Jackie will probably continue to appear in Yellowjackets, despite dying in the Season 1 finale. In the second season premiere of Yellowjackets, Jackie's body will likely be disposed of or consumed, but her spirit might survive. Since it was already established in Yellowjackets Season 1 that adult Shauna occasionally experiences glimpses of Jackie as a teenager as a result of her remorse, the metaphysical relationship can still exist in Season 2. Young Shauna might encounter Jackie's ghost in the 90s timeline, in a similar way to how Jackie's ghost appears to adult Shauna in Yellowjackets Season 1. Teenage Shauna is set to encounter several unpleasant events, including the unknown fate of her child with Jeff, which could cause her to see flashes of Jackie during these tense times. As more of the teenage individuals in Yellowjackets pass away or have strange visions connected to the cult, Jackie's ghost might reappear, much like how Jackie saw ghosts and envisioned Jackie's teammates as she passed away in Season 1. With Season 2 of Yellowjackets expected to come out in 2023, fans are already in suspense as Sophie hints at a gruesome Jackie return. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye!